right, so our second day for section 4.7, we're going to look at a couple of, how to write a couple of them, transform polynomial functions. Again, this should be something that should be reviewed, ladies and gentlemen, at least I would hope so. So, let's see, let the graph of G be a vertical shrink, so it's vertical by a factor of 1/2, followed by a translation 4 units down. So it's 4 units down of the graph of f of x is equal to x to the 5th minus 2x squared. Write a rule for G. So remember, on these ones here, they like to go with H and then they like to go with G. That's just the way your book likes to do it. So we're going to say h of x is equal to, now remember, if it's a vertical shrink, it's on the outside. So we're going to say a times f of x. Okay? So if that's the case, then we're going to take our factor and it stays the same because it's vertical, not horizontal. So we're going to take our 1/2 and we're going to multiply it to our f of x, which is x to the 5th minus 2x squared. All right, now if I distribute that 1/2 through the parentheses, I'll have 1/2 x to the 5th. 1/2 of -2 is -1, so we can just write it as x squared. Okay? So, step 2 then, write a function g that represents the translation of h. So again, on this one here, we're going to say that g of x is equal to, well, we're taking our last one, so we're going to take h of x. And since it says it's up or down, remember that's going to go with the y. So remember, it's going to go on the outside. So we can just write whatever our h of x is there. It was 1/2 x to the 5th minus x squared. Then we're going to attach the -4 to it. And with this one, that's all we do. So that one's all done. Okay. Second one's a little harder, but remember, I'm trying to show you a horizontal too. But remember what I tell you earlier. Wherever you see the word horizontal, you're going to flip the factor. All right. So this time it's factor of 2, so we know it's going to be 1/2. So let's go with a different color here. So step 1. And again, I'm not going to write it all again because we just talked about it. So we're going to say that h of x, now this time is going to be f of a times x. So it's on the inside. So remember, I told you we're going to take and we're going to make that f of our a is 1/2 because the factor is 2, so we flipped it, times x. So that tells us wherever we see x in f of x, we're replacing it with 1/2 x. And again, up here it was cubed, so we're still going to cube it. And then we're going to have plus 3. Well, 1/2 times 1/2 times 1/2 is 1/8. So 8 times 1/8, well, here, I'll go ahead and write it for you. So I'll have 8 times 1/8 x cubed plus 3. 8 times 1/8 just becomes 1. So our answer for h of x is now x cubed plus 3. Then our step 2, we're going to take our g of x, and it's going to be our h of, remember, now it says it's 3 units right, so when we think about that, we're going to take our x, and we're going to subtract 3 to it. Okay? So if we do that, we're going to have x minus 3 cubed plus 3. Now we've done cubes, ladies and gentlemen. All right, so I'm just going to tell you, you can either go back and do it or you can FOIL it 3 times. But if we did it, what you should have gotten for your h of x part is x cubed minus 9x squared plus 27x minus 27. That's all of our h of x, and then we're still going to add 3 to it. So now to simplify that, you'll get x cubed minus 9x squared plus 27x minus 24, because minus 27 plus 3 is minus 24, negative 24. Okay? So I gave you one that was with the vertical strength. I gave you one that was with the horizontal stretch. So remember those two. We'll probably have one of each like that on your test. And then we're going to model it here with the real world problem. The function v of x is equal to x cubed represents the volume in cubic feet of a cube with side length x feet. The function w of x is equal to v of 1/12 x represents the volume in cubic feet when x is measured in inches. All right, so remember, to go from feet to inches, you're going to divide by 12. All right, so write a rule for w, and then we're going to find and interpret w of 96. Okay, so let's go ahead and start with what they said. We have w of x is equal to, well, wherever I see x in v of x, I'm going to replace it with 1/12 x. So I can write this as 1/12 x. And what are we going to do with that up here? It said we're cubing it, so we're going to cube it. All right? So now, remember, that's 1/12 cubed is equal to 1/12 times 1/12 times 1/12. So if you did that, you would find out that if you plug that in your calculator, you would get 1 over 1,728. And then again, we're going to take our x and we're going to cube that also. All right? So now, what they're asking us to do is to do it when our x is equal to 96. So when our x is equal to 96, I'm going to take 1 over 1,728, and we're going to take 96 and we're going to cube it. Well, if you plug that into your calculator, I would probably do it all at the same time. But since the book likes to go step by step, I'll go step by step for you also. So 96 cubed is 884,736. So now if you think about it, we're going to take that 884,736 and divide it by 1,728. If you plug that in your calculator, you get a number, which is 512. All right, so that's finding. We found w of 96. Now they want us to interpret. Interpret just means I'm going to put a word problem. Using words. So when x is 96 inches, the volume of the cube is 512 cubic feet. Right? Remember, you could write that as feet raised to the power 3. Okay? That should help you with your word problem for the homework.